Alright, we're going to do lesson 3. We're going to learn about composite functions. Just to do a little recap, you guys have learned 4 different ways of combining functions. You've learned how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So today I'm going to show you guys how to actually figure out a function that depends on another function. Just before we do that, we're going to start off with a warm-up in terms of finding the inverses of functions. So for the first question, I have f of x equals to x minus 4, and I have to figure out an inverse for that. Just to do a little recall, to figure out inverses, we're literally going to invert our x and y values. So f of x is written as y equals to x minus 4. I'm just going to use a different pen here. And I'm going to invert my x's and y's. So this becomes an x, and that becomes a y minus 4, and I'm just going to move the negative 4 to the other side. So it's x plus 4 equals to y. So my inverse function is written as f of minus 1, which is f of inverse of x, equals to x plus 4. And if you notice, to figure out an inverse, if the function is equal to x minus 4, well, what you're going to do is just do the opposite operation. So instead of subtracting 4, you're going to add 4. Alright, similarly, for g of x function, in order for me to figure out an inverse of that, g of x, I'm just going to replace it with y value. Y equals to 3x plus 1. And I'm going to invert the x and the y value. So this becomes an x equals to 3y plus 1. Move the 1 over. G of x minus 1 equals to 3y. And we're going to divide both sides by 3. So y equals to x minus 1 over 3, which is my inverse. I'm going to write it as g of inverse of x equals to x minus 1 over 3. And if I look at the pattern of my operations of g of x and the operations for my inverse, they should be inverted. So here I have x that is being multiplied by 3, and then I have an addition of 1. And for my inverse, I have x minus 1 divided by 3. So instead of multiplying, we're dividing. Instead of adding, we're subtracting. So those are my inverses.